and what is difference when you write an event in HTML and React. Come. And we have seen it like events like mouse over. You can do mouse events. You can even do keyboard events like key down, key up, or something kind of one. Today we will see form events. To do the form events, one of the important thing in a website is to keep a form. Every website will have a form. Maybe a sign up forms, maybe login forms, maybe registration sign up on our contact forms, feedback forms, newsletter, subscribe to the newsletter one, which is the email one. There are multiple types of forms, but the main goal of form is to take the data. So here, multiple layers are there. You have to take the data, you have to store the data, send the data to backend and store the data in database. Okay. And you can show that response and all later to the admin and all. And you have to validate it before sending. What if someone try to put some kind of wrong thing in that particular data? You have to validate that data. These kind of things how people do. Why do we put website? Why do we create websites normally as a web developer? Is to get data from the user. You will show so much in a website to impress the user, to impress the person whoever seeing your website. Why? Because that person will contact your business, that person will fill some form and give some details later. If you want to check whoever visited my website, I want to check them. If you want to check them, then you must get the data. So that it is important to collect the user information. Okay, how does user information you will collect? How does forms will work in React? We will see it today. Is it clear, ma? Now let's go here. Forms, forms in React are used to get the data from user. Forms in React are used to get the data from user using inputs, inputs, and send the data to backend or server through APIs. Through APIs. React forms can be done in two ways. Two ways. The first one, controlled components. In these components, in these components, in these components, state management of inputs can be controlled. controlled easily, can be controlled easily. It uses it uses events such as on input, on change, on select, on submit, etc. Now, so how it will work, sir? Yesterday, anyway, I created one project, so I'm gonna continue that project only instead of creating it one more. The yesterday one only will continue. Yesterday, I created this, sir. If anyone remembered, event forms. So I'm gonna go to the terminal, new terminal, and I will write it here cd events forms npm run dev. It will run my application. 5173 5173. This is what the application I did yesterday. Any doubts here? Online, anyone have any doubts, ma? No. Now, what you are going to do is, all I will do is, here I will continue the div, div. In this div, I will give here class name, margin y4. Now, here I will put the forms, controlled components, forms, class name, text center, text for Excel, controlled components. I am just continuing. I'm just continuing the same thing. Are you all doing everyday work, ma? Did any one of you created this yesterday one and try to do this? If anyone have any link, tell me. You have link? Give me. Online, anyone tried this one? I hope you all are practicing it. This is the last week. Max to max 5 days. If you practice daily, it would be done. Give me a link. No, give- Online, anyone have any link, sir? Someone did. Netlify dot app. Too late to say. No, 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 no. Simple. See here, they added one more thing called the image. Okay. Now, if I click here, S, that can be changed. how it will be changed is the image is having a particular state. When you click on this button, the state value of that particular one is changed. Simple. This is cool. Because of time constraint, you're not giving brainstorm sessions, huh? Yes, obviously, yes. Normal of my classes, I used to conduct brainstorm sessions, but this class I'm not doing it because of that only. Correct. This is good. Any other? Anyone else tried online? Seriously, online, almost 100 people were there. None of them, someone named Ashish did something. Let me check. Just one question. No, 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 no. If you observe, he is even changing the backgrounds, some kind of timeout function, okay, or some kind of interval function. After a certain interval, the backgrounds were changing it. And when I click here, yes, it is coming it some kind of good, nice and simple. This is cool. Nice. People are in a different mode this week now. Think the Valentine week. Good. Now, so how does controlled component and the forms works are? I will try to put first one input. We will take the data from one input. Then slowly, I will make that one input as total form. Okay. Imagine I want to take data of one input and I will put one button, submit, placeholder, enter email, and now if you see, sir, oh, it has to be in center now. Form, form, class name, flux, justify, center, items, center, and class name, height 10, and uh, border 2, border black, rounded 2XL. Same thing, buttons. Already I have some CSS for buttons. Copy. If I go here, sir, I can see one input box is there. All I will do is inside this input box, I will enter some data and I will click here submit. When I click here submit, I want to take this data and send it to the backend. If you want to take some data, if you want to take some data and send it to the backend, sir, you need to first store this data na, in your code. Sir, here the input, is this input is constant or changing? Anything that is changing, how do you store them? State. How do you store them, sir? State. Anything that is changing, basically state. Now if I go here to store this, I will create one state logic called const I will create a um, state name email, comma, set email equals to use state email value initially empty. Initially, what is email value? Empty. But here I will give here value is email. Sir, what is the value, sir? Email. What is email ka value? Empty. So initially, what will be there inside this input? Empty. Any doubts? Any doubts, sir? No. But anytime you are changing this on change, on change, when you are taking the event, what is the event here, sir? Change. Change is the event, na? E is the event. Change is the event. Now here, if I go set email, what is the email you wanna give? The moment someone type, if I type A, automatically A will become my email. If I type B, B will become email. If I type C, C will become email. So automatically, whatever you are typing, that thing should become email. So E dot target dot value will become the value will become the email. That e dot target dot value will become the email. So anytime you are changing it, automatically you are changing. The moment you are typing, you are changing the state. You are changing the state. You are only managing the state, na? You are only controlling everything, na? See, instead of giving this e dot target dot value, I can give anything, na? Someone is typing raj at the rate gmail.com, but I can give it prasad at the rate gmail.com. Even though user is entering different, I can give whatever I want because program is in my control. Okay, the state is manageable by me. These are called controlled components. What are they called? Controlled components. This is a good way of giving it. Now if I go here, whenever I type it here, that value will store in the email. Value will store in the email. You can even see it. My email is, I will remove this, but I will just show you whether it is storing it or not correctly. Originally, email is empty, but when I type it here, a@a.com, you can see na my email. Any doubt, sir? Whenever you click here, it will submit. Okay. Whenever you click here, it like to submit, sir, the form. Now the problem is, whenever you clicking it, we'll try to disable this. Whenever you are clicking it, the form is getting submitted. Why errors came? Huh. Whenever you are clicking it, the form is getting submitted. Did you see something is happening? Everyone see this reload? Whenever you are submitting, what is happening, sir? Page is reloading. Page is, you know why? Because form, because that particular form is submitting. Form is submitting. Automatically, whenever the form submitted, automatically the page will reload. That's what happens in browser. Okay, you can stop this also behavior. Okay, how do you stop this behavior and all? I will do it now. Let's put more details and make this form into better one. Flux, flux, call margin y. Now same like this input, I wanted to take, sir, let's have it like something more interesting. Let's have it like email, username, set username, password. Set password. Are you all getting my point, ma? I can take whatever I want. Okay, that is up to my logic, and I'm taking it here password, and I can take it here. One more thing, confirm password. Set confirm password. So total four variables are there: email, username, password, and confirm password. So email is input type is email, and before this, copy. Before the email, I will put here something called before the email. I will put here value is username. Same thing, set username. I'm just changing some values. So it will ask username. And whenever you are entering username, the moment you enter, automatically set username value will change. Same thing applied for password. Applied for password. Value is password. Set password. Enter password. Next, go here. This time it will be confirm password. Confirm password. Set confirm password. Re-enter password. And submit button. You see my forms are everyone. They're not looking good. Why? Because forms details need to be changed. Here all I have to do is give gap 2. Each input will have padding 3, padding 3, text to Excel, um, width 3 by 5. No, not good. 3 by 12. Correct. So copy, paste, paste. Now let's go here. I just created a form, sir. In this form, total four inputs are there, sir. Each input is having some state value, sir. For username, I created username. For email, I created email. For password, I created password. For re-enter password, I created confirm password. Each one have a state logic. Like if anyone try to enter something in username, the moment you enter, automatically set username will call. Set username will take this p and will store it in username. Any question in this? Online, any question here till now? I just created UI. But now the problem is, sir, if I click here, the page is reloading na, because form is submitting. Form is, I don't want to submit the form. Instead of submitting the form, I will call here. The moment you click this button, form button, you can write on click, or you can go to form and you can write it here on submit. What you can write ma on form का on submit or submit button का click दोनों same है. Okay. Now I'm calling one function called handle submit. What is the function name? Is there any function named handle submit? So let's create it here. Function handle submit will take automatically one event. What is the event here, sir? Submit na? When you are submitting only it is coming na? So I don't want it to submit default. Why? Because if you submit by default, what will happen? It will reload the page. It will, to stop this, I will do e dot prevent default. Prevent default. What it will happen, sir, if you do this? If you do this prevents default, automatically it will stop it. Now, why it is prevent? Sorry. Huh? Console prevent handle submit will take one event dot prevent default. Prevent default. Spelling mistake. P I wrote capital. Now you can see. Now when you click, anything happening? Actually happening. When you click submit button is calling the handle submit is stopping it from reloading. Why it is stopping it from default? By default it will reload whatever default happening. That default happening logic will stop. That is called prevent default. What is it called? Prevent default. For example, if you press Control C, by default what will happen? Copy na? If you write this logic of prevent default, when someone write it with the logic of Control C, then it will not copy. That is how some websites restrict you to not copy. Some websites restrict you to not click right click. Some websites restrict you to not press Control A. Some websites restrict you to not select. Those things happen because they stop the default. What they will do must stop the default. Now people will enter the details, and these details they can send it to the backend. Very simple, huh? Online, is it clear, ma? Online, are you all getting my point? I can give here Prasad. I can give here a@a.com. Password. Enter password. And when I click here submit, this data should go to the backend. To send this data to the backend, I will take it here one backend logic, bceptor. I will take one CRUD API. And I will take it here. Let me create it here. Some users ka API. I will create it. I will copy this. I will go here and I will write it here. Fetch data comma, I slash users. Who gave you this link, sir? This link I got it from online. In reality, who will give you, sir? Backend people will give you. Method post body JSON dot stringify, because every data which you are sending should be in a string format. And I'm sending the data. The data is username, value will be in our website, whatever username is there, that, and email in our website, whatever the email is there, people entered, and password, people enter. Sir, will I send confirm password, sir? No need, nah. Confirm password is for checking. You will send only this three. So this three value will be sent. If they are successfully sent, then you will get the response. Then the response can be converted to JSON to show the data whether it is sent it perfectly or not. Okay. Now instead, what I will do, I will check here if response dot okay. Response dot okay means response will send one value. Is it okay, true or false? Okay, true means it's successfully sent. Okay, false means it is not able to send. If it is successfully sent, sir, then I will show alert successfully submitted the data. Else, alert, please check the API network error. Some error is happening in the API. So response is coming, but in response something wrong. If what if response only not coming, then catch console.log error. If you see my logic, I am just sending the data to backend. When I'm sending it, if everything is perfect, then it will say successfully submitted the data. If it is not perfect, then I will say it like please check the API. If it is not even getting the data, then it will be something like error. Usually people will use use effect. Na? Am I using use effect now? Why? Why? Because, sir, normally people use effect for fetch because whenever you load the website, first, when we load the website only, we want to do something. The moment I load the website, at that time only I wanted to get something. Then I will use effect. But I don't want it now. When I want to send, when I want to call the fetch, whenever someone submitted the form. What if no one submitted the form? No need to call the fetch now, right or not? So if I put use effect, what will happen? Use effect by default will call first time, which is useless. Online, are you getting my point, ma? Imagine I'm printing all the data from backend first time, then I can call. Okay, first time I don't want data, so that's why I'm not using use effect here. Now I will go here. I will write the data here. You go to network. You go here. Give the data. Now, if I give this, if I click here submit, see it is calling some data. Can you see it is calling an API? Which API it is calling, sir? This this API uses some API. In this API, I'm sending what I'm sending email, password, username, and that data will go here and automatically. Did I created any ID, sir? Did I created ID, sir? No. ID is created by that backend. The backend will create that ID and will send me back. This is the ID of that user. But sir, once this is all done, can you see in UI, all these things are still there? They should become disabled now. They all should become disabled now, sir. So to make them disable, I will do it here. Once this all done, set email, sorry, set username, again empty, set email, empty, set password, empty, confirm password, empty. Online, are you all getting my point, ma? Still, there are so many loops in this. But you are directly sending the data. Are you validating the data? Are you checking for any validations? No. You need to validate the data because there are some hacking techniques called cross-site scripting or SQL injection. What are these techniques are like? Hacking people will do these techniques like cross-site scripting. Now, when you ask username, you expect people will enter nicely username, na? But rule number one in web development, you should never trust the user. User can be anyone. Okay. What if instead of writing username, the user writes some Python code? They can write anything, na? You innocently taking that username and send to the backend. The backend will add the data to the database. So Python code will add it to the database. The person who writes that Python may get your database credentials. They will write the data. They will write the thing like that. What if that they write the virus code in that particular input? So you cannot send the data, however it is, to the backend exactly. You have to sanitize it, validate it. Are you getting my point, ma, online? So you can do multiple validations. So for this validations, first I will call here handle validate date data. So first I will call this function called handle validate data. After that only I will go for fetch, submitting it. Any question? Online, any questions, sir? No. Const is good. So if they said this validate function said it like everything good, then only I will do this. Else I will not do. If this is good is true, then I will call this fetch and everything. What if the use good is not true? I will not call anything. Simple. I will just show it like error. Yes. Please rectify the errors. This is not a good way to do. People will create something like error values also, state error values or something kind of one. Okay. Now you can even do that. I will just show alerts, error. So I will create it here. Errors. See, it's different approach. It's not like everyone should do this way only. Okay. It depends on the program. Don't worry about it. Now what is this handle validate data will do, sir? Function handle validate data. Now from starting onwards, first one, username. I want a username to be having minimum some kind of 8 letters. Minimum. Now if username dot text, sorry, username dot trim, I will trim the username. Why you are trimming it? Because sir, if I directly ask dot length na, username is a string. If directly ask length na, what if they click space 10 times? Space 10 times bole to no name only na. But normal string will take 10 characters. So first you should trim. Trim will remove the spaces. Then I will ask what is the length. If that length is less than 8 characters, then I will say set error. I'll just show username. Username must be at least 8 characters. Online any question ma? Online any question? Same way. If email dot email dot test or what is that test or regular expression ka match, you have to give one regular expression. Do you guys know regular expressions? JavaScript, HTML पर regular expressions रहता है ना. If you give some regular expressions such as like capital A to capital Z, it should be, or small a to small z, 0 to 9, you will get some values. Okay, so first one is cap, last one is dollar, and you can get it any value you like, which is at least one. Okay, and then it should be after that again at the rate gmail.com or hotmail.com or something kind of one will be there, and you have to give capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, and it should be at least 2 comma and dot. Dot should be having it like some escape sequence, dot com, a to z, a to z, 2 comma. It can be plus also works. To the people who have not understand this, I highly recommend you to learn the regular expressions. But regular expressions are used for patterns. Are used for patterns. Here the pattern is like this is starting value, always ending value. Cap is starting, dollar is ending. Capital A, small a, 0 to 9 means you can give capital alphabet, small alphabet, 0 to 9, any letter. Plus means at least one thing should be there. Either capital A, small a, or something, at least one will be there. Okay. Then after that, you should give here at the rate symbol. So before at the rate, at least one value should be there. A, B, C, or 0, 9, kuch bhi. One value should be there minimum. After that, at the rate. After at the rate, you should not give numbers, or either capital alphabets or small alphabets. You should give at least one. After that, you should put dot. Why you put this slash is because dot is having other meaning in a regular expressions, but I don't want other meaning. I want it dot only directly. So if you wanted to remove that other meaning, you will put the escape one. So after at the rate, some letters and then dot. Then after that, minimum two letters like dot in, dot co. You should not write dot a, dot com. कुछ भी बराबर. Is it clear ma online? Then you will write it here. Same if this is not matched. In that case, I will write it here. I will write it here. Email is not valid. If password password is not equals to confirm password, then also you will say, you sir, you can give more validations like password. You can give one capital letter, one small letter, something kind of one. Password also you can give length. Same logic, you can increase the program how much you want. Then I can write it here. Passwords are not matching. Why it is saying it error? Now if I go here, passwords are not matching. Now you will get the error. If error error is still error dot trim is empty. If after this all also error is empty, okay, or why this logic? I can directly say return false here. By default, it will say return true. If none of the cases were done, return will be true. Else, return will be false. In case if it matches, return will be false. Because error came, it is false. So it will not submit the data. False. Can you go here and check it here? Username. Click here. Why it is not showing it? Oh, because it is showing it the old one. The state is having it like something. It is returning first. Now it is showing it the error. Where it is, where I'm doing alert error. Either. The error value is not setting it up. You can just think about some logic. If you change it will work, but this is how people first do the basic validations and do. Sir, instead of this much struggle, see how much struggle I did to create the form, basic form, or how much state logic I have to do, or how much errors, more validations, more problem na. Instead of this, there are some libraries. People do some libraries like most famous libraries are React Forms. Online people will use libraries, ma. Please note it down. There is a library called React Hook Forms. React Hook Form. Some people will use React Hook Form. This is one library. All you do is this library only will provide you inputs. This library only will provide you logic. This library only will provide you how to do validations. React hook forms to create forms. React hook forms or formic. In React, we have libraries to create forms like, what are the libraries names? React hook forms or formic. This both are same. Each one uses different approach. Formic, formic. This is also used for React forms. No need to do without the tiers. See, build the forms in React without the tiers. No need to have it much struggle. They will give you everything you want. Nice forms. You can create it using this formic. When it comes to validations, when it comes to validations, for validations, for validations, we can use Zod. Zod is one of the validation library in React. React forms validation library. One of the famous libraries called Jod. Where is this? They're not showing it here, but if you type it, you will get it. Jod validation. Jod. Okay. This they are showing a TypeScript, but in JavaScript also it will work. Online are everyone clear, ma? Good. There is another way in React called uncontrolled components. Uncontrolled components. In these components, in these components, state management of inputs, state management of inputs cannot be controlled, cannot be controlled as they are handled, as they are handled by DOM. DOM. We can get we can get values using DOM DOM using a hook called using a hook called useRef. There is a hook called useRef. UseRef will give you the value instead of you get the value from e.target.value. There is a hook called useRef. Useref will give you the value. How it will work, I will do it. Useref. Ref means reference. Normally, useref1 is very rarely used. Useref. If I go here, all I have to do is go to the top, click here, import useref. I imported one reference. Everyone see, reference object. Mutable means changeable. A changeable reference value current property, whose current property is initialized to the past argument initial value. Okay, in useref, whatever the value you gave, that value will be giving to the automatic initial value for current. And that return object will go to the full lifetime of component. Until the component is there, it will work. Now let's go here. All you have to do is after taking the useref, you have to create const reference is equals to something. You can name, you can put any name. I will take it here. Username reference is equals to useref empty. By default, initial value is empty. Same way, I will create it here four values. Email reference, uh, password reference, confirm password reference. Now, if I go here, same form I will create it here one more time. Copy this, paste this, go here, write it here, uncontrolled component, and I'm calling here handle submit now. Okay. Now we will talk about handle submit later, but before that, I will go here. Sir, why you are giving it here value is equals to username whenever you are giving initially empty and all, na? Instead of giving it username, give here ref. Username ref. Username reference value also empty only, na? Now, whenever you are changing, you are taking that value e dot target dot value and you are storing it inside you set username, right or not? Are you getting my point, ma? You are doing that much. You don't need to do automatically, sir. How it will store that value, sir? Automatically, the DOM will store that. Automatically, the DOM will do that. Same thing, email reference. No need to do this. Password reference. No need to do this. And go here on change, remove, confirm password reference. So instead of value, you should give it as reference. This is reference. There is another new property called reference. Reference. This is the reference. This is the reference. हो गया. Now what will happen? I will tell you. I will go here. I will call handle submit to. There is another function I will create. That function name is handle submit to. Now in handle submit one, what you are doing, you are taking that values and sending it to the backend with username and email and all. Na? Same thing I will do. But this time, all I will do is instead of writing it here, username, email and all, I have to say username reference dot current, email reference dot current, password reference dot current. This is an another approach that only in React will work. And let's, I'm just gonna skip the validation. This is okay. Now let's go here. I will just skip the validation. If it will work for validation also, again, I don't want to write it and all. Now, if you go here, sir, if you go to my program, what happened? Identifier handle submit has already been declared. Handle submit to ray. Now, if you see here, I created two forms. What is the difference between these two? Sir, in this one, whenever you are entering the detail, you write it here one logic called on change, right or not? जब change कर रहे हैं, उस time value ले रहे हैं, that value you are storing it in a state value, so that you are changing it. Everything is doing by yourself, na? Right or not? That logic is called controlled component. What is it called? Control, because you are controlling it. But in this one, what we are doing is you are giving each one something called reference. What you gave ma? Reference. Now, what the React will do? React will go to DOM tree. Do you know DOM tree? DOM tree will have this like this tree structure, na? Like this, there is a tree structure. Each and every element will have some tree structure. So DOM will go and will name each one some tree reference. Okay, this one is username reference, this one is email reference, this one is password reference, this one is confirm password. DOM tree will remember that you are not doing anything. So React will go to this DOM tree and will check this all. React will go to this username reference and will say it like, okay, this guy entered a here na. Now I will remember from now onwards, this guy ka current value is A. Current value is A. So you don't need to write this on change logic. Instead of you doing it like whenever I'm changing it, store this in a state, automatically whenever you are doing it, it will automatically take it in state. People use it for DOM manipulations. If you want to do same like DOM manipulation, how you do it in JavaScript, if you want to do any DOM manipulations in React, you have to use useref, because useref can handle not only the forms. Useref can be do anything. You don't need to change state. For example, if you see one person did yesterday task, like if you click the button yes, they changed the state of whole image. One image they put earlier, they changed that image. How they will do change? Anything change is done in state logic only, na? But sir, I don't wanna use the state. Then in that case, they will keep that value with some reference. Okay, like a remembering, I'm giving it like this value, some number or something, and like a reference it will give. And then whenever you are changing this value, whenever you click the button, you will change that reference ka current value. Then automatically React will go to DOM and will check it current value change hua. But this one is not a great approach in when you are writing really big applications like big companies like Amazon, Netflix. People don't write useref. Okay, but if you want to do chota manipulations, small DOM manipulations, if you want to do small form, you don't need to do on change and every logic. This can be easily done. This is one of the easy way to do. Okay, but not the best way. The best way is always the on change one. Is it clear, ma? Now also we'll do same work. I can give some data. Click here. What is this? Object fiber node closes constructor console.log username ref dot current comma email ref dot comma password ref dot current. If I go here, at least one message it is printing. Oh, in current it is showing whole input. Current is having, can you see current is having completely input. Do I want, am I sending completely input, sir? Am I sending completely input, sir? No. वो इनपुट के अंदर क्या वैल्यू है वो सेंड कर रहे हैं हम. उसका वैल्यू चाहिए हमको. खाली उसका वैल्यू चाहिए, उसके लिए एरर आ रहा है. So I don't want to send everything. All I want to send is value. So current का value क्या है? Current will be our input. Email reference का current will be one input. Value. So automatically, if I go here, if I click on this now, can you see? Can you see successfully submitted the data? You can see here it sent same like the normal one. It sent all the values now, right or not? How, how it sent all the values, sir? Because this way, this approach, when you are giving it, sir, again I'm telling it, you have one input box. This input box you gave one name. This one you gave one name called username ref. Username username ref. Now this username ref inside will contain something called current. What it will contain, ma? This current contains the complete input. Current contains the complete input. If I write current dot value, what will come, sir? Value inside this input, na? Sir, if I change A value, B value, C value, automatically value will change. You don't need to write on change. Right or not? You don't need to change on change. This one will work easily. Online, is it clear, sir? It also reduces multiple state re-renders. Why? Because, for example, my name is Prasad. If I type it, my name, username, in normal state, normal on change, what will happen? First, I type P. Now, what will my name will become P na? If I type R, name will become PR. If I type A, PRA. If I type S, PRAS. If I type A, PRSA. If I type D, PRASAD. So, just for entering Prasad, 6 times I changed state value. Right or not? Normal on change control component 6 times you do. Every time you do component will enter, that one will be a bad one. In that case, that one is bad. But how it will work, sir? It will be like छोड़ दो. You enter कुछ भी. I enter Prasad. After entering Prasad, तुमको चाहिए वो किधर, उसका value क्या है? Like it will after you enter the Prasad, you will click the submit button. At the time it will go inside and check it. What is there? Prasad is there. बराबर ना? You don't need to check every time. Whenever that particular one you click, at that time if you check, it's fine. But logic is done by useref. Is it clear, ma, online? Sir, some people might not have clarity. For them, I'm just showing you one more time a quick recap. Everyone see this. There is one input box. Okay. There is one input box and a button. And I will write some code for this input box. It will be like input type equals to text on change. Whenever you are changing it, at that time you are updating set username e dot target dot value. Now this is controlled component. This is controlled component. Controlled component. If I type it here, one more time I am explaining, slowly listen. If I type here P, anyone tell me what is sorry, what is username value now? What is username value? Right now? State change na component will re-render actually now. Now one time component re-render. Now what is the value? Now what is the value? Now what is the value? 6 times you re-render na? Barabar. See, but here state logic is in your hands. You can do anything. Okay. There is another approach. There is another approach. Write it here. Uncontrolled component. In uncontrolled component, you will create one reference. Const username reference is equals to useref. You will create it one reference and you will write it here. Input input type equals to text. Reference is equals to username ref. Now everyone see, if I go here, if I type here name, everyone see this. If I type here name P, do you think anything will happen? Do you think anything will happen? Kuch nahi. Why? Because you are not changing anything. Are you observing anything whenever you am changing, sir? I changed value to P, sir. Because you did not write anything on change. Nothing will happen. R, A, yes, A, D. Nothing will happen. You type anything you want. After I type it, imagine when I click this button, when I click this button, whenever I click this button, at that time I will ask, at that time I will ask, what is username reference? What is currently username reference is input na? Username reference का current का value क्या है? Anyone tell me what is username reference का current value? हाँ. If you wanna get this way, it will not track. It will just like you do whatever you want. Whenever you want, I will tell you. Every time I will not change. Is it clear, ma? How it will get, sir? It will take it from DOM. Directly it will go to the DOM and check it. Online, are you getting my point, sir? These are two approaches of writing the React forms. If you see, I told you two libraries are there. One is Formic, one is use React hook form. Formic follows this approach. Formic follows this approach. React hook form follows this approach. I recommend people to write this example side by side so that you will understand it like later if you see also. Online, are you getting my point, ma? Online, is it clear? Today's task is create a form. Create a React form in controlled and uncontrolled components. You can directly create on your own or you can use libraries. I am okay if you create it using Formic and React hook form libraries also. Okay, but I want you to create it two forms. One is for controlled component, another one is uncontrolled component. If you create forms nicely, you will understand how to do bigger things. In our final project, we will put more and more forms. Okay, books I'm just referring it, ma. Yes, book I will check it. Actually, I'm checking it. I will bring it mostly soon. Don't worry. Because all the books when I'm check it in online, they all are old one. Like nothing is new. If it is possible, upload the video to YouTube. I don't think so because this classes will not be in YouTube. Content based project needed, sir. I didn't understand exactly what you mean. Today's code I will upload into the GitHub. Don't worry. What does it mean by content based project? If you take in a CRUD API link, that's how, sir. Uh, like more React content. Yeah, that's what. See, final project will be more React, obviously. Okay, React router will be like tomorrow. React router DOM will be tomorrow. Tomorrow you will understand how to put multiple pages, how to use anchor tag in React, how to go from one page to another page. Tomorrow I will create another project on that. Tomorrow onwards, we will create something thoda big projects. Okay, not chota ones. It's like I am filling it each day, chota chota parts. Our final project will be combining of this all parts. In our final project, counter will be there. In final project, props will be there. In final project, state, APIs, CRUD, this this logic of this user F and forms validations like this all will be there. Okay, what is uses of unit testing? Actually, we have not discussing the testing one. In final project, I will show you if possible. There is a library called Jest. What does it mean by unit testing? Is in software development, after development stage, testing will be happen. But as a front end developer, whenever you create the project, there is a chance that the project may be not good. Like visually, it's good working, but there is a chance there may be it's for failing for some cases. So instead of doing a whole website testing, what you do, you will do one part, one testing. For example, you created one form. Only for that form, you will do one testing. Okay, you created one slider. Only for slider you will do one testing. Is it satisfying all the things? You will created one kind of another one. Only for that particular part you will do testing. Like this, different sections. If you do testing, that is called unit testing, which front end people only will do actually. Okay, that is called unit testing. I will show you how to do unit testing logic in final project. Okay, because this chota ones doesn't need any testing actually. Is it possible forget password then OTP send mail or mobile number by using React? Then you need backend na? Who will send it data to the mail? Your Python will send. In Python, you will have this node mailer or something kind of node. Sorry, mail applications will be there. SMTP protocol. Using that, you will send. For our data pushing to APIs na, that's empty API. Then how to take on Google? See, you sent the data to API na. If you go to this API, actually the data will be there. It is originally empty, but if you go there now, see, I can see the data. Can you see how many users are there? Two users, because I sent them two times. One is using control and another one is. When you do post request, same thing. When you do it, backend also will get it automatically. Database will have two users. Okay. In final project, I will put some Python code. Okay. I will take some online Python code. Okay. I won't show you the Python code, how I did or something kind of one, but I will show you the React code. Okay. Yeah. Okay, ma. Okay. That's it for today. Thank you all, ma. Sir, Django also the same thing. What's the difference? What's the Django also same thing? I didn't understand. User can see the password, sir. That is why you should protect it, sir. Okay. Images, forms created. No. Django, no one will write it directly. You will write React, then you will connect that React with Django. Sir, React with Python or Django with Python? Array, Python and Django are both backend only. Django is just an extension of Python. You cannot write just Django, Python, and full program. You should put React. There is no choice. How do you put a directly form in Django? That won't work in real time only. Because if you directly give backend only form, it's not correct way. Then front end will be removed.